welcome to Nat 1. Tonight we're back at it again with Witchlight. Recap, let's have a look, see here what happened. So, Oswald had been snatched up by Bavlorna Blightstraw herself, the hag herself, right? Given an opportunity to resurrect not Archie, Alar, they all begin with A, right? To resurrect Alar and take her back to the Witchlight Carnival so that they may never step foot in Prismia hither ever again, right? Or this general fucking Feywild, right? Oswald said, sure, whisked off with brand new, fresh alive Alar to the Witchlight Carnival and said goodbye as Declan left our group forevermore. Well, maybe not forever. So, Oswald's gone. And everyone's like, fucking hell, what do we do now, right? Bavlorna is like, mate, I need a bath, right? But something's clogging up my bath. Get that sorted out whilst you're here. So, they have a wander about, and realising that they have free reign of the house now that they're working for Bavlorna, they have a little exploration. They go down into the dining room area and spot a couple of lawnlings knocking about in there. And they have a bit of fun with them. I'm not going to tell you everything. Go and watch the extra episodes, you know what I'm saying? Watch the past episodes if you want to know what happened there. They found a brewing station with mushroom hooch in it. And then they stumbled upon a kitchen where Redcap was knocking about trying to kill a bunch of vultures and chop them all up for dinner. Then they buggered off downstairs to the what's it called? The bath area, where they discovered the pool. That's it, the pool where Bavlorna does bathe. Yeah, and then they discovered that there was a gelatinous cylinder clogging up our Bavlorna's bath. Right, not having none of that shit. So they unclog it with a big long stick, and then it rolls around in there, chilling, and suddenly, out of nowhere, Holland sees a scary vision. Click on the video from last week to find out. Thus ensuing a bit of drama as they stand out on the balcony to get some fresh air. The gelatinous cylinder comes bounding out of the building, smacks into our Flopsy, causing us all a fright. Right? Our poor Flopsy. Some shit happens, found out details, and anyway, they get back in the house, they have a little exploration, and they find, of all things they could possibly find, when they come back up through the kitchen area, where the guy's chopping up the vultures that he's caught, they have a little look around, and they find a little campestre, which is a tiny little mushroom thing, in a glass little jar. And that, oh no, and there was more. Holland whipped out the ghost key, and through the eyelet of the ghost key looked around the room, seeing all the carcasses of animals but in ghost form, going, hey look, this guy can see us, way, and acknowledging him, and then turns his little eyes around towards Archie, and standing behind Archie is none other than the celestial ethereal form of Glitterhoof, the horse.
Palomino.
The Palmina horse. I don't know horse types, so excuse me for not remembering about the horse types. I don't know the types of horses and the colours of horses. I don't know a single thing about horses other than they are measured with hands.
What is your horse? Brown.
How many hands has it, please? How many hands has your horse, please? That's all I know.
Mews, you fucking heathen.
Anyway, Archie sees the horse, the ghost horse, as Holland passes Archie the ghost key to see Glitterhoof. And Archie tries to pat Glitterhoof on the nose, but a hand passes straight through. But Glitterhoof acknowledges this and looks into Archie's eyes. And that's where we left off.
Oh.
It's so cool. You have a pony?
Yeah, this is Glitter, who I haven't seen her in a while.
Well, she's invisible, so I suppose she's quite hard to see.
This is a great gift, Holland. I don't know how to repay you. I mean, I suppose. And Archie looks in her bag and takes out a horseshoe. Here, this horseshoe. It's the one I found in Bavlorna's house. And I'll just give it to him.
Oh, thank you. Perhaps you could also introduce me?
Huh? Oh, well, Glitterhoof, this is Holland. Holland, this is... Oh, you might need to look through it. Can you see her? I put my hand, I'm holding the key to his eye.
A picture. Hello. Nice to meet you.
Glitterhoof just sort of like nods her head down towards you very regally.
She's very pretty.
She is, isn't she?
Have we ever known an invisible horse? Flopsy?
Well, I've never seen an invisible one before. Well, it stands to reason that I'd never see an invisible one. I don't think I've met one, no. How many hands has your horse got, Archie?
I think they have hooves. Let me just check. Archie looks through. Yeah, they've got... Glitterhoof has hooves. That's why it's called Glitterhoof and not like glitter hands or something like that.
Oh, well, that makes sense. I've always heard Diana talking about the hands of the unicorns, and didn't
Who's
make a lot of
Diana?
sense to me. Oh, Diana's back from the carnival. She maintained the carousel with the unicorns.
No, yeah.
So it's a similar idea, I guess. I just thought unicorns and horses would have had something to do with hands.
Nope. They have hooves.
Flopsy will just like walk up, and since he's not looked through the key, he's gonna like try and stroke Glitterhoof, but has no idea where she is. So he's probably just gonna stick his paw through Glitterhoof, but do like a nice soft stroking motion through Glitterhoof.
You've kind of missed her a little bit, Flopsy.
Oh, sorry. It's not uncomfortable for her, is it?
No, I mean you just that's like you're not even. It's underneath her.
Oh, is he okay? He's just gonna move around the paw.
You know what? I think she really appreciates it. Then you can put your hand down.
He's just gonna smile and look at Holland. She likes me.
This guy sort of like is chopped up his vultures and he's just carrying a big like tub of the vulture parts to the sort of I'd just say this area is slamming them all in a sink and washing them down. The vultures are essentially just pieces of chicken now.
Oh, this is a grisly place to be. Maybe we should go back to Bavlorna and tell her that we've done the job.
I kind of want to get some air first.
Well, I think we could probably just leave then, and we don't have to tell her.
Well, didn't she say that she wasn't really going to let us leave until we had finished the job? We should probably let her know, so there's no hindrance to us leaving.
In the kerfuddle of everything, I didn't pick my watering can back up.
Oh, it must be somewhere in the swamp now.
Well, that's important enough. We could definitely go back down and fish it out.
I really appreciate that.
You need some sort of magical fishing rod for that, though.
Well, I'm sure.
I'm soggy
what was that?
already. I could just jump in.
But can you breathe underwater?
For a limited amount of time.
Well, anyway, we better make up our minds about what we're gonna do.
Well, I say we go down and get the watering can, because that's easily won, and then after
Yeah, but
that we
have to
can.
go outside to get the watering can, don't we?
Well, we just have to go back downstairs and then back down to. Well,
Yeah, the slime.
suppose
The
you'd have
slime
to.
fell outside.
We have already been outside a couple of times, though.
We could go down the trap door and walk our way down rather than jumping the way the slime went. It shouldn't be too much of a detour, as long as the watering can hasn't drifted far away from the cottage.
What do you think, Skipper?
I think it's better to look now if it's going to float away.
Well, alright then.
This way, I think. I can't remember Bavlorna's house that well.
Yes, it was down this way.
But I just want to say that before you'd like jump in or something, Holland, like you like to do, wait, I don't even remember where I'm going.
I've got you, don't worry.
Yeah, move me, please. But before you go jumping in like you always do, just let me look for it first.
Okay.
Got pretty good eyes. I've got two pretty good eyes, actually.
And I've got two pretty eyes.
Well, I have pretty eyes.
Holland, you emerge out onto the balcony, and you look down into the foggy sort of swamp waters below. It's a 20-foot drop from there down to the surface.
Can I see the watering can yet?
No.
Can I investigate for it using my eyes?
From here, you can't see. It's like sunken down to the bottom of the swamp water. There's a thick layer of fog that hangs over the surface of the water itself, and the water itself is also quite green and murky.
Well, bottoms up.
Wait, Holland. We
What?
need to think about this first.
Holden's like already one leg over there.
I sort of push him back.
I mean, it's not that deep.
Not that deep, but you know what? You can drown in a single foot of water if you were like on the floor face down.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think I would.
Flopsy.
Well, as much as I don't agree with you jumping over the side, we could get down a little more gently. If you ever find yourself in a position where you can't breathe, you could always move the water away from your head, couldn't you, Holland? You're quite good at that.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right then. Never mind. I don't.
Never had problems with drowning in 1 foot of water.
Well, I know someone who has.
Ew.
His name's Drown Jimin.
Oh, good. I thought it was going to be like it's you, and then you push me in.
Nah, Flopsy tell me off for that.
I certainly would, yes.
Who's drowned Jimin then?
Drown Jimin. Oh, well, his name used to be Ben. Then he drowned. And it's not a Zelda reference, it just sounds like that.
I'm sure I've read that creepypasta somewhere.
Ben drowned.
Well, that's mighty unfortunate. Is he like living drowned or like drowned?
Well, it was alright for him because he was a mermaid. But it's a towel. Fish tail.
Maybe I'm a mermaid.
I doubt it.
If you have to drown to find out if you're a mermaid, I mean, I've never tried.
Have you ever seen a mermaid?
Yeah.
Do you look like her?
Well, we have the same hair color.
I mean, you could be a human for all I know.
Ooh. Do humans look like us?
No?
Huh. Maybe I am just like a really hairy human.
You've seen humans before, Holland. They don't look a thing like us.
Yeah, but like, sometimes, like when Flacco's on his off season and he grows that beard.
Well,
Yes,
Yeah,
but
I've got a
his
really big
beard's
beard.
more scraggly and wiry. Ours is more furry and soft.
well, Holland, here's an easy way to separate between humans and Harengon. Humans, hither and thither. Harengon, here and there. No, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Here and gone.
Oh, yeah. That is what they say about us. We are here and there.
You delivered it exactly how I did.
Well, suppose I should live up to my name. 1 second I'm here and 1 second I'm... And then he defaults balcony.
Nice. So as you dive headfirst towards this water, you see it
Not
sort of.
first, I'm cannonballing.
Well, yeah, okay. As your little bunny boat aims towards the surface of this water, your shape water cantrip sort of creates this concave bowl in the water's surface, and that when you fall into it, you find yourself wrapped in a 5-foot diameter sphere of air. And within that, obviously you're gonna have to roll a wild magic because
Yeah,
we're doing cantrip wild magic as well. So let's get that roll.
And we also do like higher percentage of wild magic, don't we? Trigger.
What do you mean?
Because isn't it normally just 1 and 20, or just 1 or something?
It's usually just 1, yeah. Oh no, yeah, but we do 1 and 20.
And 10.
10.
Yeah, we do 10.
When do we do 10?
We do we do 5, 10,
Shut
15,
up.
20.
No, we don't.
We
Right.
do all numbers.
No,
We do any number other than 17.
it's when a 1 or a 20 is rolled. That's when the wild magic will kick off. But fortunately for you, Holland, you got a 5. So you plunge in, and this 5-foot diameter sphere of air sort of pockets around you. You are submerged.
I'm just gonna start bunny paddling on my way around. I'm going to scour the ocean floor. And I would like to search for my watering can.
Mm-hmm. Give us an investigation.
Can I assist myself with I forgot the term for it. With my what's it called? My mace, sorry. Light mace to try and help just brighten up the gloomy, horrible water.
Well, it will lower the DC, but it's not going to give you advantage.
I'll take that.
Okay. So
Cheeky 19.
hey, number 19. So you get under there. You're holding what's it called? Happy Days.
Yes.
You're holding Happy Days the mace close to you because obviously you don't want to pop that bubble. And you light it up. The light shines through. Your bubble is completely glowing with you inside it, and it's emanating out of the bubble into the ground as you get all the way down to this floor, this scummy swamp floor. And amongst strange things like little broken teacups and other little items, headless bullywug bodies, you swim around and locate, sticking up on its arse, your little watering can.
Yes. I'll go and scoop it up. Hitch it tightly to my belt. While I'm down there, can I have a quick peruse to see if there's anything interesting aside from corpses?
It's mainly corpses. It's mainly broken,
Never mind.
furniture and stuff like that at the bottom. It's just like garbage from Bavlorna's house, bones and shit.
Fair enough.
Well, not the bones that she didn't deem suitable for taxidermy.
Okay. There's not like a copper claw head floating around or anything.
There is not a clapperclaw head down here.
Right. I will return to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, that water's horrible. Hey guys, I got it.
Hey, well done. Come over here. I'll clean you off. Prestidigitation to get rid of the scum.
Thank you. You know there was a lot of corpses in there.
Okay. Prestidigitation again, even though you're already clean. I don't really want to ask further about the corpses. Did they look like they had annoyed Bavlorna at some point?
They were all bullywugs.
Oh,
Which
they
I
probably
suppose
used to be the
that-
kings.
Oh yeah. Do you think we should bring them back for them? Like, stitch them together?
Stitch them together?
I
You mean the bodies and the heads?
yeah, it might make them, I don't know, feel better.
Yeah, but then there'd be a whole, like 15 kings or something.
Plus, we know that the heads are working, but the bodies may no longer work anymore, and that sounds rather, well, unpleasant to have a bunch of floppy bodies with talking heads on them. I think they might prefer the spikes that they're on right now. At least they can have a good view.
Yeah, the view wasn't so nice down there.
That is true, they are staring directly at this cottage. Wouldn't it be nice if we could make this cottage something marvellous to look at instead of, well, what it is right now?
Well, only if it wasn't in a swamp.
Hey, swamps can be pretty.
Can they?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? I suppose earlier that swamp was pretty when, when it wasn't a swamp anymore.
Well,
When I first met you.
yeah. Well, that was kind of a swamp. It was a swamp when I was on my way.
I
To
don't know,
you?
it was more of a marsh, really.
Yeah. Maybe.
Either
That's-
way, it's still a bog.
They're nice colors.
Really? What,
And it's
like,
not the
murky
swamp
gray-
stuff that
green?
Bavlorna smells. Yeah, green is a lovely color.
Yeah.
Like your
Sure.
coat.
Yeah, like my coat. Listen, if you think this is pretty, wait till you get to Thither. Because Hither, no. But Thither, yeah.
Uh-uh.
For the most part.
I suppose none of it's as pretty as it was. I can't even tell which bit was my home.
Yeah, I heard it used to be different.
Really, really different. There wasn't
Huh?
nearly as many swamps.
If only we could change it back. But that's probably not a thing we'll ever get to do.
I'd never say never, Archie. That kind of spirit won't get us far. I'd say right now we may not be able to do too much, but we can always make a plan to come back here.
Why?
Well, we've already done something for Bavlorna. I suppose after we've been to Thither and seen the beauty there, maybe we could carry some of that back to here. And we may do favours for other hags. Maybe, well, I'd like to say maybe they're not as bad as we've all heard, but I don't know if that's going to be that true, but
I'm not doing anything for Scabatha.
well, even if we don't do anything directly for them, suppose we maybe find something in Thither or Yon, and it could help bring Hither back to life.
Like what?
Well, if I knew that, we may already have it. I think it's best just to keep an open mind for the journey ahead and the journey backwards. Yes, I'm sure there must be something we can do. We just need to find it.
I can heal like trees and plants like on a singular level with my symbol here. So maybe if we made a really big symbol for Lyra to channel her energy through, we could do like all of Thither.
Well, that sounds like a marvelous idea. I wouldn't even know where to begin with that sort of building. Do you have any ideas of what would be big enough to channel that?
Probably about this wide, and he like stretches his arms out, and this tall, and he stands on his tippy toes.
Oh, that's quite big.
Still having a cylinder. Well, we had one of those, but it died.
No, my symbol of Lyra.
Oh, right. Well, do you know anyone who makes them?
Not in this plane. But I mean, maybe we could make one.
Well, I do know a guy who makes things, but we'll probably meet him when we get to Thither. I'll tell you more about him then.
I was on the tip of my tongue. Who makes them? Is it Will?
No, I've not actually met him before. I've heard about him. I should have said I know of a guy who makes things.
Huh.
Well, maybe that can be the thing that we find in Thither that we could then bring back and revivify Thither.
What about Thither?
Well, you know better than us. Are they all as bad as each other?
Well, I mean, I only know. I've never been to Yon. I'm sure it's pretty nice. I'm joking, obviously.
Well, thank you for coming with me to get my watering can. I know it's just a watering can, but it like means a lot to me. So, yeah, thanks.
Mention nothing of it. We would never let you go and get it alone, not in this place. And, of course you need to go and get it back. Look at how special it is.
It is pretty special.
So, are we going to talk to Bavlorna now, or is there anything else that we wanted to look at before telling her the job's done?
I'm just worried that if we say to Bavlorna we're done, she'll like kick us out the castle. It's a castle, isn't it? It's so big. She'll kick us out of the castle, and then we won't be able to find Copperclaw's head.
I have an idea. Why don't we just take the direct approach?
What approach would that be?
Well, I mean, put it this way. I know a few people who aren't very subtle. When they have things, it's usually because they want to show them off. They want to show off how intelligent and smart they are, that they can do things. And, well, if she can make taxidermies that, to her, are like works of art, and we know it's on a taxidermy, well, why wouldn't she want to show it off? It's her prized possession. She wants to show us what she has, so that we know we don't have it.
That is quite good logic. So, you're thinking of asking her for a tour of the castle?
I might regret it, but yeah. Oh, but then she'd probably want something for that. I mean, we can't just ask her to do that gratis, can we?
Well, wouldn't she, as you say, be getting the satisfaction of giving the tour? Is that not a trade fair done?
Not really, when you consider that satisfaction. She probably wouldn't like that very much. We'd just have to say horrible things about it, or something. I really don't know how to talk to hags. I just know they work differently.
Well, it's certainly worth a try. If we go up and ask and she expects something, maybe we could give her something then, but hopefully maybe she'll just be happy enough to present her artworks to whoever comes in. She doesn't really get many guests, does she? So this may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for her.
Yeah, and she might even think of us as friends, now that we've helped her.
I don't know how I feel about being a friend to a hag, but if it gets us Copperclaw's head back, I suppose it could be worth it.
What do you think, little campus tree? Me. Alright then. So it's settled. We should ask her.
We don't want to give away exactly what we're looking for, so we're just asking for a general tour of all of her artworks, aren't we?
Well, I've never really been good with my words. So maybe you should do the talking.
Okay. Well, I would say everybody prepare yourselves to see the absolute worst of what you could possibly see, because if we're going to see everything, some of the things we've seen already haven't exactly been pleasant, so be prepared for more of that. But yes, I feel positive about this. I think we're going to get what we need. What was that, Holland?
That wasn't me. That was God.
Oh, okay.
That's God who's got a cough.
Oh, right, okay. Well, if we're all decided, we could go up and see Bavlorna then. Rather than faff about with the map, DM, could you please move us towards where we're supposed to go?
God.
Who are you talking to, Flopsy?
Oh, I was trying to address Lyra. I don't really have a connection.
Why'd you call her DM?
It's Dear Majesty, it's shortened.
Well,
She is very majestic.
maybe I should be calling you DM then.
Oh, I would reject it if you tried, but thank you.
You are the Chicken King.
And as of Winter Eladrin's Day, you are the Chicken Queen. No relation.
Yeah, unrelated Chicken Queen. Chicken Queen, not consort.
Indeed. Right. Flopsy's like psyching himself up to go into Bavlorna's room again. Right. Yes, very well. Let's. He knocks on the door and starts to open it.
Why'd you knock if you're just gonna walk in?
You can see
Oh,
that
well, it's just a kindness, isn't it, to let them know you're here. I can see that.
as soon as you walk into this room, you see that there's like sort of like juice flying up in loads of different directions from Bavlorna as she's sort of like hunched away from you, facing away. You see that there's a bunch of lawnlings like sitting in front of her, like looking like they're begging, but her head sort of like bobs up and down with like this sort of motion, sound to it, as you see like splatterings of like chicken pieces and vulture pieces go flying around everywhere as she chomps down on the food that she's been given. She's not aware that you've walked in. Neither are the lawnlings because they're very like they just literally sat there waiting with their eyes wide open, like and as soon as a fleck of like poultry flesh comes near them, they like scramble onto the ground with all of their hands and legs, just like and hold onto it and like stay over it, and the rest come over like me. And they just sort of like guard the piece of food, and then as soon as like they've shoulder barged the other one away, they just shove it into the mouth really quick. Like, you can just hear her like.
Flopsy's going to turn to the others. Do you really think we should disturb her while she's eating? It's quite impolite, isn't it?
I mean, we get interrupted all the time when we're on our lunch break.
Yes, but usually that's with merriment and happy... Well, to be fair, we are coming with smiles and a job well done, aren't we? Surely she should be fine. Hello there!
Her face slowly turns around. She looks at you, and her mouth's just full of grease and, like, bits of chicken and vulture.
Well, it looks like you're enjoying that very much, and far be it from me to try and distract you from it, but wouldn't it taste so much more delectable if your body was to be taken away on a beautiful, bath?
I can't wait to have my bath.
Wait no longer. You could take your foot down there and enjoy both things at once. We have cleared the blockage for you.
Oh, and you have done it, have you? Let me check. She drops the bowl on the floor, and all the lawnlings just like jump straight into it, just like they're like sliding around in there, their arms and legs going slip sliding inside the bowl like it's some sort of like swimming pool ride, you know, like those big circled basin things. That's like, you know, they jump into it anyway. She like comes like clambering over with a weird like inwardly bending elbows and knees, sort of gets closer to you, and the stench it's pungent. She's slapping her tongue around, and a big massive mouth is so like a big pocket. It's just like, well, come on then.
Ah, yes, very well. This way. Well, I shan't lead you in your own home. That seems a bit redundant of me.
You will lead me, because I want you to.
Very well, this way then. Is she gonna like watch us go down these stairs? Because isn't this Widdershins?
It doesn't count. It's a corkscrew.
Okay.
It's not a clock. It's like a surface of a clock that she's bothered about. The corkscrew's different.
Right.
Yep.
Fair it is.
Okay.
Flopsy travels down the stairs.
All right. And I'm just gonna have to bring you all down to the other bit.
Thanks God.
All right, you're all right. Hang on. God's on the way. All right, let me just get you all involved. Scooby-Dooby-Doop, Scooby-Dooby-Doop, Scooby-Dooby-Doop. Her big sort of thunking feet follow you down. I'm guessing Holland and Archie aren't down yet. So you come out first. And yeah, her big like wet thunking feet sort of like slam up against these like sort of mossy wooden stairs, and she like holds onto each side of the door as she like pushes her head out further, and neck's really elongated as she peers around, and she's like, yes.
Flopsy's doing like a very bouncy walk while holding his arms out at the pool, and it was quite a hard time's work, but we managed to get it unblocked. Doesn't it look just perfect?
And with a huge leap, she leaps up into the air, soars over you, droplets of grease sort of landing on you like tick, 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 as she flies through the air and lands on this lily pad, and the surge of water that like sort of flashes out from underneath it just completely covers you like awash with all this swampy water, and she like taps her fingers into the water and sort of swirls it around a little bit. Perfect. You can see her
spits out the water that splashed into his mouth. Yes, perfect.
You can see her sort of like fling her legs over the side of the lily pad and just dangle her feet into the water. She like looks down and her large eyes widen, and you see this huge grin over her face. She lowers her body in there. Sort of large, sort of sagging folds of like rotty, sort of frog-like flesh, like float up a little as she like lowers herself down into the water and sits like sort of like a squatting position. and her head is only thing above water, and her long hair sort of like trails alongside each side of her face as she turns her head slowly towards you. You're very helpful, aren't you? She swims over.
We try to be when we can, to those in need.
Well, at this point, are Archie and Holland coming down?
Yeah, I would have been sort of just sort of tailing behind. I wouldn't have been far behind. I'm not on the map, so if it looks like I'm really far away.
You are, you're right here.
Oh, sorry. Hang on, I'll be
Awesome.
back in a second. I'm just writing.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
Yeah, I'll be... I would have stayed really close to Flopsy
Alright, okay.
if we're like right in Bavlorna's presence.
Okay, so you're next to Flopsy.
Aye, aye.
Alright. So she said that you're really helpful, aren't you?
Well, we try to be to those in need whenever we can. Speaking of you being in need and us being helpful, is the job done to a satisfactory level? Are you happy?
No, don't ask if she's happy. Are you unhappy that you can't punish us for doing a bad job?
You have done such a good job that I would like you to do another.
What?
You want me to rephrase that?
What sort of job is it?
I'm missing something important to me, and I want it back.
And what would that be?
It's a book. A book of bad blood.
Oh, well, you don't need to worry. In fact, you don't even have to get us to do anything. Your book's right over there. I saw it earlier,
Oh,
and I point
yes,
to the crate that I placed it on.
I do think we saw it around. It might not have been in this room, though, Archie, so we could definitely find it and bring it back to you.
What do you mean? It's right there.
She swims.
No, I think we're getting really turned around in here. It's such a wonderful house.
No, I'm
While
I'm
Bavlorna
certain
looks
I
away,
put it there.
Flopsy nudges Archie,
Mm,
and his eyes move down to the bag of holding.
What?
it doesn't seem to be where you've put it.
What? But I put it there myself.
So you had my book.
Yeah, because Gullop had it first, and then he gave it to us to give to you, and I put it there so you could get it, so you would know where it was.
She hops up onto the lily pad and stares you down.
So
While she's
where
staring
is
at
it
Archie, I get the book
now?
out of the bag of holding.
I'll stand in front of him to make it, for cover.
She's looking at Archie, asking where is it now anyway.
Where do we say we found this? We can't just bring it out now.
I put it there, so...
Drop it on the floor or something, I don't know.
Flopsy literally throws it under. Is this a bench here?
Yeah.
Flopsy throws it under the bench and goes, "Oh, what's this? It may have been over here that you put it. It seems to have fallen on the floor. This is a book, isn't it?"
As soon as it thunked down onto the ground anyway, her eyes just snapped towards that direction.
Holland stumbles to try and cover up the noise. Ow, my foot!
She looks confused, and then when Flopsy points it out, she goes, ah, and just jumps, literally leaps and onto the ground there. A long, spindly arm sort of reaches underneath, and she grabs it and slides it along. She sort of looks at it, flips through the pages. You didn't alter this in any way, did you? I think you were discussing it, but you didn't actually do anything, did you?
We didn't alter it, no.
No, good. Right, she flips through the pages. And she goes,
Something to do whilst I bathe.
and she pulls from her pocket a little piece of charcoal and plops back down. Archie, from your position, you see that it looks as though she's drawing a picture of a bullywug with a crown on. And then she's sort of drawing a scythe, like through his neck. And you see that she starts to write KINGGULLOP 19. She's just doing this very casually, openly in front of you, and she sort of puts the charcoal to her lips for a second, looks down, and she goes,
You will do me another favour? All of you?
No.
What was that?
Well, what favor is it? Before I say no. I'm not killing anyone.
Oh, but killing is so much fun.
Well, aren't you just the most predictable person?
But wouldn't you want to see this bullywug's head maybe on the body of a rabbit?
Why would I want to see that?
she like looks confused at you as if to be like, why wouldn't you want to see that?
Well, haven't you seen my creations?
No, why don't you show them off to us? I mean, we've seen the one in this room.
She jumps to the door and slams it open and leads you in. Are you going in? Again, you obviously walk in there and you see that big horse's head staring right at you. So there's a horse head in there leering at you with glossy eyes. Its skin's been all pulled back. Its head's affixed to a large 8-limbed armature made of wicker and wire. And there's flies buzzing around all over the place. These animals are sort of rotting away. They've not been taxidermied correctly at all. Bavlorna comes over to this one and she like raises a hand towards it in a very sort of debonair fashion, like strokes its little lizard head, and she goes,
I like to call this the slizzard. It is a half snake, half lizard. It doesn't look much different to a snake, which I find fascinating. This one I call the foxtopus. As you can see, it is the head of a fox on the body of an octopus.
I wish I was that creative. It's really impressive.
It is, isn't it? And I want that king's head.
Well, that's quite a step up from, cleaning a pool. Perhaps we could make a deal.
Archie looks at Holland and is like, no.
you see her sort of straighten up a little bit as it's turned to business. She's like,
very well. We can see what terms we can negotiate.
and she steps forward and leaps back onto her lily pad. You think that this is like her little power spot, like she feels powerful here. And yeah, she sits there sort of like picking her nails absent-mindedly while you come up with an idea.
Holland looks round at the other two like so wide-eyed because he kind of didn't realise what he put himself in for. Do you want to ask for the head? Or is that too up front?
So we could trade a head for a head? I'm not a big fan of getting a head from someone who's unwilling. I mean, Copperclaw is quite willing to get his head back, but I wouldn't want to steal a head from someone who owns the head rightfully, if that makes sense. This is hard to negotiate.
I'm not suggesting we... I don't know how much you can hear, but...
She's literally staring right at you, hearing what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, Holland twitches his ear in the Flopsy and Holland sign for message.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, hello, you can hear this in your brain now. I don't know why I always start with that. You're familiar with message, but hello.
Hi. I don't think we should actually kill him, obviously. But, like, there's so many heads just lying around. Do you think she can really tell the difference?
Maybe we could get his crown to make it a bit more convincing. If he'd be willing to give up his crown so that he keeps his head, maybe we could make it work.
In exchange for Copperclaw's head?
If Bavlorna would give up Copperclaw's head, I think a head for a head sounds fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's worth a try. We would like a head for a head. We want our friend Copperclaw's head back if we give you the king's head.
Copperclaw. What kind of head is that?
God, what was it?
It's the head of a deer with beautiful antlers.
Well, that was a gift given to me by Agden Longscarf.
Well, did Agden Longscarf not tell you? Do you know what Clapperclaw is?
What?
A child.
Eyes sort of like widen a bit more, so that her head lays back a little bit.
A child.
Uh-huh.
But it is the head of a deer.
Mm-hmm. And it's Clapperclaw's head of a deer. Clapperclaw's head, and Clapperclaw's a child.
This is some foul trick. This is Bavlorna's doing, of course.
You are Bavlorna.
I mean, this is Scabatha's doing, of course.
This is my doing.
Retcon
She's so
Scabatha.
mad
She
got
said
her own
Scabatha.
name wrong.
She said Scabatha.
This is Scabatha's doing. I know it.
Well, surely we would be doing you a favour if we were to take it off of your hands then. You wouldn't want a child's head anywhere near you, wouldn't you?
You wouldn't want her thinking she got the better of you either. Because we're actually planning to go to Thither. Wouldn't it be so annoying for her? We show up in Thither with Clapperclaw, with his head on.
She considers. She just. Let me just have a look here. Okay.
Okay.
She looks at you and she says, "Oh fucking! I'm sorry, I've got a cough." She says,
Ignore this king's head. I don't care for it. Not anymore.
She flips to the Bavlorna. So the Scabatha page. Jesus Christ! She flips to the Scabatha page, and you see that with one hand she's just scribbling all over it as she's looking at you. She's like drawing without looking. Excuse me. She says,
But you must promise me, if I give you this skull, you will do something for me greater than just simple murder.
What?
Scabatha. I want you to steal the portrait of her, which hangs in her stinking, hollowed-out tree.
Archie looks to the others to see if they also agree.
Okay.
It's better than murder in my eyes.
I will give you the skull now. But we must shake on this bargain. You will deliver this to me within 8 days.
All right then. And Holland sticks out his paw. His poor hand.
When I shake your hand, I am shaking the hand of all of you. Is that correct?
Archie sort of scrunches up her nose and just glares at the floor and just almost growls. Fine.
I agree to it. Yes, I'm willing to shake your hand as well, though. He kind of looks at Holland as if letting Holland know that he can put his hand down, and Flopsy will do it for Holland.
Holland stubbornly persists.
Okay.
Before I shake, I will tell you. Her portrait is displayed in a circular room in the heart of Loomlurch, alongside portraits of her sisters, me, Endelyn, and Igwilf.
She spits when she says Igwilf.
And
Archie
repeat.
remembers the woman from the drawing.
And it's just her portrait that you want us to get, yes? The other ones can be left alone.
Yes, just her. Now, if you don't succeed, you will be cursed.
What nature of a curse could we expect? We won't fail at this, but just so we are all on the same page.
That one is up to me. Either accept this or die now.
She opens her mouth. Her mouth's wide open. She is angry. She's very angry. She's mainly angry at Scabatha, but she's probably going to take it out at fucking anyone right now. She is pissed the fuck off. If you don't do it, she'll get someone else to do it.
Well, that doesn't really leave us much choice. Flopsy's going to lean over as far as he can to shake Bavlorna's hand.
As she slaps her wet hand into yours and grabs onto it tight, she looks deep into your eyes and she says,
by this handshake, you, your friend, your other friend, and that thing that I know you have on your person.
She looks at Archie, and the Campestri goes, me, 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 from inside your pocket.
All of you will be cursed if you do not bring Scabatha's portrait to me within 8 days. And for this, I do beseech unto you,
and she's going to sort of do a swirl with her left hand that's not touching your hand, and you see that sort of not invisibly, like ghostly from the rafters of the ceiling, she's pulling down something through all that, like it's almost like it's Misty stepping through, and she's teleporting this item through the ceiling down in front of you, and there's this stag's skull floating and sort of circling around, hovering above her left hand as she squeezes your hand tightly, and as soon as she lets go, the magic around the skull just sort of breaks and flops into her hand, and she captures the skull and hands it over to you.
Off you go. And leave me to my bath.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you. We shall not let you down. Come on, everybody. Flopsy just looks kind of scared, but is happy that we're going, if other people aren't staying.
Yeah, let's make a quick exit.
Fox went pursued by a bear.
Pursued by a bear.
We came in here through a window. I don't quite know where we're going to get out.
No,
Does
we
anyone see an
didn't.
exit?
What do you mean? We came in through here.
I guess we're gonna.
Wasn't that a window?
Maybe you can climb out of a window. What,
You go
never
back into
climbed
the
a rope before?
Yeah, you go back into the room with all the spools of material. You see that the window that you came in is still open, and it's got the clothesline leading down to the what's the word? The King's Palace. Now, you had to make checks to cross this, didn't you? Before, but to be honest, I'll just say that you can easily pass along it because you all were light enough to. You just have to make sure you go one at a time. That doesn't require a check. So you all end up... Let me just... Skibidi-bida-bap-boop-bidi-boop.
Hello, Campister.
Here we are. You travel down the clothesline, through the window, into King Gullup's palace. The room that you are entering is the room that you slept in, and everything is still as it is, along with all the plates of flies and stuff that you were given as gifts, just sort of littering around the place, as well as your own original clothes, because don't forget, you were in there wearing those stupid, opulent, like Renaissance style clothes with the makeup on and things. So yeah.
Well, Archie immediately gets dressed and wipes that pathetic makeup off her face. Everyone turn around. Especially you, Flopsy. I'm mad at you.
Well, I'll just go into the other room. Wait, why are you mad at me?
Why do you think?
Oh, is this because of the book? Well,
yeah, because of the book.
Surely you can see that it could have come in very handy later on down the line. We're going to see Scabatha and her other sister, that I can't remember the name of right now. Surely you can see it would. Oh.
No, you're not in there yet. Like, I figured that you'd be having this conversation as you were sort of leaving. That is a door, by the way. Like, I know it's not. It's an entrance.
That's a door, but yeah, I was gonna go out of that while Archie got changed. But if there's people in there, I'll just turn.
I'd just say that there's sufficient like sort of screens to change behind, so don't worry about that.
Okay. Well, I thought that the book would come in handy later on down the line, and it's not necessarily stealing if we were to go back and place it back there. Also, if we got into a spot of trouble with her in front of us, we could always present it and, make her happy by getting it back.
Were you always going to give it to her? In every possibility?
Well, it's impossible to be able to predict every possibility, but
If she just never
there was all
mentioned it,
possibility.
if she just never mentioned it, were you gonna walk out with it?
Well, that time, probably. But as I said, we always planned to come back here. Our job isn't done. I mean, look at the landscape of Hither. We could do a lot here. I always
Flopsy,
thought we'd come back.
Flopsy, I don't think you know how things work in Prismere. But I gave King Gullop my word, and if I break it, I'm never getting it back.
Yeah, but didn't you also say his name to Bavlorna? I think that was part of the agreement. Of course, it only matters when it's Flopsy breaking it, I guess.
Also, I didn't make the agreement with Gullop, you did, and you didn't break it.
Well, I did, because I just told Bavlorna the name, and he said not to mention his name, and I only did that because you put me on the spot, Flopsy.
Well, I'm sorry. I tried to tell you to stop saying that the book was there. If you hadn't have gone marching down to the other side of the room, I could have presented it from the bag, but it just complicated things. If I pulled it out of the bag after that, she would have assumed that I was going to steal it and never give it back. Which, even if I was, I wouldn't want her to know that.
I thought we were a team, Flopsy.
I think we still are, aren't we?
Well, then you need to promise me something. And this time, when you're giving me this word, it better actually mean something. Not like all those other times when you give your word to other people. This time, your word has to mean something. Otherwise, I'm just not going to trust you ever. I want you to promise me that whenever there's something that I need to do, you're just going to have to let me do it. And you're not going to be sneaky and try to steal the book back so in case we need it later.
Well, I thought with the topsy-turvy rules of this place, I wasn't preventing you from doing anything that you needed to do. I thought that me doing it was something separate, but I can agree to that if you need me to.
Well, I don't know much about your flopsy-turvy rules, but where I'm from, I mean, just in my heart, your word means something. And you should keep it. And I like to do that. And that's something that's important to me.
That makes a lot of sense. I'll try not to undermine that. I'm sorry if that's what I did.
It's promise.
Well, honestly, Archie, if I had known that it would have affected you this much, I wouldn't have done it. I was blissfully unaware that I was going to hurt you by doing it.
And
So,
now you're painfully
I can
aware.
promise to try not to do it again, but if I don't know that it's going to affect you like this, then, well, I hope I don't make any more mistakes, but yes, I shan't do it again.
Flopsy, I know what magic is, by the way. I mean, I saw you in Holland looking at each other for like 15 whole seconds while Bavlorna and me were just stood there awkwardly and kind of made weird eye contact and everything. I know that you cast some sort of thing to let you talk.
Well, yes, we didn't want Bavlorna to hear us. I know it must have been a bit obvious that we were doing that, but she
Yes, so why
can't
didn't-
begrudge us.
You could have just done that with me. You could have just told me you'd taken the book in the first place.
Well,
You could have just not done that.
Well, I would have messaged you, but Bavlorna was bellowing for the book right in front of us. I didn't have time. Okay, maybe we should all make a group agreement. And yes, it is because of me. I will accept the blame for this. But if any of us want to take anything or do anything or disturb anything from its natural state that we find it in, we should all be aware of what everybody's doing. Like
Huh?
you, Archie, you went through all of Bavlorna's house, and you took a fair bit, and I have no idea what you've actually taken.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything that I've taken. Well, of course, I've got this little chemistry that, you know, he needs a name for now, but, I mean, well, I can take him out of his jar, actually. And take him out of the jar.
He sort of dances side to side.
No,
you take him out of his jar?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I said to him that you're coming with us because we're going to take you back to Thither.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Thither, sorry.
So, as you take him out of... As soon as you uncork that thing and lift him out of the jar... Alright, sorry.
Thank you.
We just experienced a crash, so I just was solving the crash.
I thought something happened because, it seemed a bit
it's okay. We
weird.
just experienced a bit of a crash, but anyway, it's solved now. But yeah, so so you were discussing just then. Just give me a little refresher what you were discussing because I was concentrating on solving the crash.
We were all giving out to each other, basically.
So go on, Lauren. Give us a summary of what was just said. Then I'd say from just in general, from sort of like when I'd say a very short summary of since Archie was talking about the sort of value of keeping your word and stuff. So from then on,
well, Archie was talking a whole lot about keeping your word.
Mm-hmm.
Which is neither here nor there. I have no comments on that.
Neither
here nor thither. And then Flopsy was like, I solemnly swear that I am up to good. Whoa, I know. And then Holland was like, bag and bag out. Can we go?
Mm-hmm.
And stop being yelly and mean to each other. And then Flopsy tried to leave and there was a load of bullywugs in his way.
Alright. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think as well you were discussing Igvilv as well. Sort of.
We were discussing about how there's 4 of them. When there's usually 3.
There might be 4 hags because there's usually 3 hags in a coven. But yeah, so you know that there's another sister called Igvilv who, in the big book of bad blood, is scribbled on the most out of all of them. But yeah, so Flopsy, you make your way through to the main room, and the king is sitting there, very suave, with a margarita glass in his hand, supping on that slurpy horrible juice, with flies adorning the glasses, and he turns around and is like, "Oh, what ho! The adventurers, the heroes, return."
Greetings to you, what ho, indeed.
Have you, disposed of the
Unfortunate item that I had in my possession?
The book is now back with Bavlorna, yes.
We also had a cleaner pool. It was really stinky.
Oh, whatever can I do to repay you?
I mean, you've done more than enough with letting us stay at your place.
But that was... Well, that was merely based on just the promise that you would deliver the book. But you have. And I am eternally in your debt. He bows forth and all the knights go like... like when he says that.
Wow.
The very fact... I can't do voices because my fucking throat's fucked. The very fact that Bavlorna's vengefulness will not fall on me is worth everything. Everything indeed.
Well, we've got to go do more work for Bavlorna, so not great for us, but you know, it is what it is.
I do, thank you. Let me know you have run of my palace for as long as you so require. And my clothes and good furnishings. You may take them.
We can use some of your clothes again. Thank you. Flopsy goes back into the other room and stuffs all of the clothes that he took out of the bag of holding back into the bag of holding.
All right
Anything
then.
you
And
like at all.
Archie starts like taking his clothes off of him.
He just undresses on, plops all of his clothes in front of him.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And Archie thinks nothing of it because that's normal.
He says, but I do request that I keep the crown, as it is, you know, the royal attire for the king.
It looks so nice on you.
Thank you.
Is Holland still in this room that we started in, or has Holland gone into the main room?
Oh, I am with you guys, wherever that may be.
Well, Archie's with the king, and I'm in this room stuffing clothes in my bag.
I'll stay with the king.
Okay, I will mind message Holland then. Well, wasn't our plan to maybe pilfer one of the hot air balloons? Perhaps we could ask him as a favour to give us one of the balloons to get to Thither. It solves one of our problems.
Don't you worry, I'm on it. He winks somehow through the mind message.
Ooh, I didn't know you could wink through here. I felt that.
Send a wink emoji.
As
I
I
will-
said, I am eternally grateful. Whatever you need is yours.
Actually, there is one thing, Your Grace, and Holland bows, and as he does, he produces a giant, like, bulbous swamp lily, and just sort of offers it out to him.
Oh,
I would like to perhaps request one thing you could help us with.
anything at all.
I noticed you had quite a impressive hot air balloon over yonder.
Ah, the swamp gas balloons, yes. Were you in, need of such transportation?
It would make our journey a lot easier.
Ah, well, you heard the boy. He clicks his wet hands, fingers together, and you see one of this knight sort of like stand up to attention, like, "Ruff, ruff, ruff, ruff," and he just like hops out of the thing. I can assure you that balloon will be ready for you in due course.
And it'll take us to Thither?
Can't guarantee that, as the fogs are rather thick, as you can see. He sort of leads you outside and like points off to the horizon, where you do see out of the window like the fogs are extremely thick. You do remember that? I don't know if you remember that actually. Yeah, you just noticed that the fogs are extremely thick.
They are very thick, you're right.
It is rather
Well-
difficult to navigate in such turbulent forces of the fog. It's quite impossible to see where you're going unless you have a proper guide.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, we must graciously accept.
Not at all, not at all. As I said, I am in your debt. He sort of bows to you as you like stands near the door.
Do they gasp again?
Yeah, they're all fucking like looking at him, side eyeing him, just like okay. But they all sort of like realise as well, like it means a lot to him that Bavlorna, he believes Bavlorna's not going to come for him.
Flopsy bows to him on the way out.
Thank you, good sirs and madam.
You're welcome.
Ah, he shuts the door with a big smile on his face, as he's very pleased with that.
Can I just ask, is Flopsy still knocking on doors?
Yeah, he's not been doing it for ages.
I knocked on Bavlorna's door before, but to be fair, I feel as if we've not been going through a lot of doors. We've been climbing through windows a lot. Flopsy's thing was like knocking on closed doors. It was mainly Alar that would knock on open doors.
Oh, I see. That I get that now. Because I
I just-
thought,
Criteria.
yeah. All right then, fair enough. I didn't realize that that's how you were doing it.
He only started knocking on open doors because Alar was doing it, really.
Okay, fair enough. So literally, because there were like a moment where I like had a massive setup, like, oh, now nobody make any really loud noises when we were first going into Bavlorna's like house when we were going through the first door, and I was fully setting up for you to knock on it. But yeah,
Just give me a sec whilst I look at one.
Oh, guys, I've been meaning to talk to you again.
Oh, what is it, Holland?
I just, in the hindsight of everything, we were all, as they say, beefing a little bit. I just want to put that all behind us, So here's what I think. I think we should make a new secret handshake. Haha. Ta-da! He like does a little shit with his hands.
Flopsy's mouth just drops, and he stares at you. But yes, what should it be? What should it be?
Well, it can't be too difficult because I don't know how well I can move my hands until I get my creativity back. But like maybe you and Archie could do something fancy and then I can just kind of put my hand there.
Oh, is it going to be like a three-way handshake, or are we going to do it in pairs of two?
Well,
Flopsy.
Yes.
No, I was just saying Flopsy. Like in response to the word three-way.
I don't understand.
Well, you'd be silly. We've got two hands each, and there's three of us. So that's a hand for every person if I've done the maths correctly.
Well,
So
your maths is better than mine, so I trust you.
Hold out your hands. He takes Archie, one of Archie's hands and one of Flopsy's hands.
Flopsy takes Archie's other hand, if Archie lets him.
Archie grumbles for a second, but then realizes that she's forgiven Flopsy. So she
Right.
takes the hand.
So, well, one time I saw Mr. Light do this, and he starts spinning the arms around.
Ah,
It was with one of the performers, so I don't know if this is hurting you guys or not, but this is what I can do. And now it's your turn. To either of you. Add something.
Flopsy starts like going backwards and then forwards into the circle that we created, and he starts essentially doing the hokey cokey for a second.
Yeah.
As you hokey cokey your way down this little passageway, you come across not King Bullywugs. You come across some of the noble bullywugs that are sort of chilling still in this area. They are just sort of, what's the word, lounging around, just sort of bitching about the king and stuff like that in general. But you can see that they're doing that like bitching from a place of privilege situation. Like you can sort of see that they're all, they enjoy their position. That they wouldn't probably be in this position if it wasn't for the fact that they're that Gullop is the king. So it's just they're all there situationally. And as you pass, Archie, one of them sort of like glances and like follows you with their eyes, and sort of gives you a sort of eyebrow raise with the skin of their eyebrows. Yeah.
what are you looking at?
She looks around at everyone else and sort of like hops closer to you, and she says, "Well," expectantly.
What is this about that letter?
Hmm.
Well, why? What's he done wrong?
Well, clearly you're not familiar with the whole point of this. It's not about what he's done wrong.
It's about the next one who gets to have their head cut off?
No. It is about the Baron of Muckstomp becoming king instead.
Well, why should he be the king?
Well, he has promised us much, much more than King Gullop could ever give. He plans to send guards out to hunt more flies and bring them to the court, so we may feast forevermore.
Wow.
He also plans not to let stupid little fairy dragons come in here and ruin things.
Why? What did a fairy dragon do?
Hmm,
Steal your apple pie?
worse. He stole a swamp gas balloon and escaped from here after prattling around in Bavlorna's lair. Now, we all know that you are not supposed to speak with Bavlorna unless you have permission from the king, and Illig promises that he will create a better relationship with Bavlorna.
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
Hmm.
And she's not that nice. And to be honest, I think, well, you know how she is. She thinks everything belongs to her. If she had a better relationship with you all, I mean, if she was so chummy with you that she started walking the streets, she'd see how many flies there were, and then, well, because everything belongs to her, she'd say they're all hers, and she'd take all the flies, and she'd keep them for herself and probably make taxidermies of it.
Well, wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to worry about that? If we could have a better king?
Well, why don't you tell him to go see Bavlorna then?
Well, what is the point in you being here if you aren't going to liberate us from this terrible ruling?
Well, listen, all I know is that the natural world is more important than all the constructs of civilization.
She sort of sticks her nose up at you, and like plumps it back down at this cushion.
Well, have it your way then. Be gone with you. You are no use to me and the revolution.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, guys, I kind of shut that revolution down. I don't suppose any of you were interested in soggy court politics.
Well, not to the extent that they involve chopping people's heads off, no.
And I don't suppose you're interested in Bavlorna's cauldron either.
She has a... Why, what's so good about that?
Never you mind.
Well, what, do you not want us to help you? You're not gonna, like... You know, that's kind of like a... Oh, I suppose you're not even interested in this? And then don't tell us what it is.
Well, how do you think that Illig was going to try and create a better relationship with Bavlorna?
She does like the finger motions.
Do you not think we're sick of her residing over all of us?
No.
We want our own land to be ours, and we want her to move away.
Oh, right. Well, now you're enticing me.
And Illig thinks the way to do that is through her cauldron. But anyway, if you're not interested...
Well, you can tell him that if we do decide to see him, it will be in, at most, 8 days. Or at least 8 days. I don't... One of the two. 8 days probably will have passed by the time that we go to see him if that is what we decide to do.
And when you do, he will be residing in the hut next to the cauldron, biding his time. Perhaps now is not the time for the revolution. It's good that you didn't give him that message, considering you're not going to help us now.
Not right now, but when we have a walk and a think, and when we do various things that we need to do, we got a kind of like a bucket list going on. But we'll get back to you on that. It's not a no. And I sort of do a weird shrug.
Whatever you say.
Gosh, what do you think about that?
I think they're not very good salespeople. Trying to entice us with something and then not even telling us anything about it.
Exactly what I said.
Well, I'm agreeing with you. I think it might be interesting what they're offering, but we don't even know what they're offering, so...
Exactly. Maybe we can agree on some things. And Archie says that, with a little wink. She's
Flopsy
just
taps
kidding.
his foot a little bit. Oh, Flopsy just did not see through that at all.
Sorry, what was that?
No, it was just Flopsy didn't see. Archie's, No, I'm just joking, Flopsy. Of course we can agree on some things. We both think Holland's really cool. We both think that hat you're wearing's pretty cool. We both like this little mushroom guy.
Yes, have we got a name for little Mimi yet?
I'm still thinking. Does anyone have any ideas? I suppose, it's all of our job to name him.
Mush think.
Wait, what was that word I made up earlier, Holland? What does it mean?
What word?
Like Chigurumi or something?
Oh yeah, it was something like that.
I seem to remember you telling us that a Chikamu will always show you the way.
Well, maybe this little Campestri will show us the way. So his name should be Chikamu.
It is quite cute. It's definitely fitting.
Oh no, wait. His name should be Chikami.
Is the Campestri reacting at all to us gawping over it and trying to name it?
You're saying Mimi or Mimi, or perhaps even Mimi.
Yeah, it's just doing its thing. Yeah. It's just dancing around and doing its mimes.
Why aren't either of you two dancing with them?
I can't dance.
I look at Holland's feet. Well, you got one right and one left.
Are you sure?
Well, maybe you could just copy what I do. And Archie starts flossing.
The Campestri is sort of wiggling side to side, trying to copy, but realising it has no arms. Sort of just wiggles its side, so it's moving in an S shape, like a snake wiggling.
Flopsy goes from doing the Vogue to seeing the snake-like movements, and then he starts doing the worm.
Why he just gets on the floor and stuff?
Just gets on the floor and starts doing the worm. Prestidigitates himself clean when he's done.
Walking across the bridge, you see Clapperclaw. He sort of NPC waves over to you, he leans his body to the side like a floppy scarecrow and waves side to side. And he's like,
oh, hello there. I'm just wondering if you. Oh, you're back. Hi, you are back. That's you, isn't it? I'm sure it's you.
Yeah, it says. Hi.
Oh, hey there. So,
we got good news and we got bad news.
Oh, well, tell me, what's the good news? Well, no, wait. Tell me what's the bad news first.
We don't have your head.
Yeah, we do.
We do?
Yeah, she gave it to us as the promise, and then she's gonna curse us if we don't keep Harend.
Oh, I thought we got it after. Well, there's two pieces of good news.
There's no bad news whatsoever. Can you guess
That's
what the
more
first
like
bit
it.
is?
So wait, what? You don't have my head?
You do have your head.
Get pranked!
Oh, you do?
Oh,
Ta-da! Flopsy's gonna hold it forward.
Oh wow, you do have my head? Oh,
He like as soon as he sees that, he just plucks his like gourd off and throws it into the lake with a plop. And he like comes towards you like a zombie, like like with his arms outstretched, like reaching out for the head. He like bumps into you a little bit as he does. And he grabs the head and places it on top of his shoulders. And he like twists it once, twists it twice, and he like squidges it into place. And he goes,
oh, wow, I feel just like myself again. Well, not entirely like my own self, but as much as I can remember.
Well, it's one step in the right direction.
Has your name always been Clapperclaw?
Again, as far as I can remember, it's always been Clapperclaw. But speaking of a step in the right direction, I mean, I'm gonna head on back to Thither, because that's where I came here to visit, and now I've got my head back. I can go. Where are you guys going?
I think we're going to Thither, that's what I thought. But let's all have a group agreement. Where are we going?
I think we have no time to lose, so thither it is.
You're gonna come to Thither with me?
If you'd be nice enough to show us the way.
Well, I suppose we're gonna... we're not gonna come thither. We're gonna go thither.
Oh, that's really fun. It's good that I know the way. You see, those fogs can be quite, disorientating, but that's okay because I know the way. I personally I'm what's known as a guide, because I've got a connection to the. I don't know how to explain it, but that's how it works.
I can explain it. You just seem very smart.
Oh, thank
And we could
you.
use those smarts right now.
Well, you know what they say when it's a soggy court that smells like farts. The best way to deal with it is to be smart. Ha.
Well said.
Yeah. Well.
Hey.
Yeah.
Never mind.
You were going to try to say something to me?
No, never mind.
Do you know how to get there by hot air balloon or like swamp balloon? Actually, I don't know what a hot air balloon is.
I can get you there. However, it's to whatever way you want to travel. I can get you there. All I have to do is swivel around like this.
and he swivels around in a circle with a finger pointed, and he's like, and it's like he like slows down on his like stick foot that's sort of stuck in a boot, and he swivels around, but the boot stays still, and then the finger like ding 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 points in one direction, and he goes, well, if we just follow my hand, my finger in that direction, we'll get there.
Oh wow! Well,
I say
guess we
finger,
have-
it's a claw. He's
Yeah.
got like claw hands.
I guess we have no time to waste.
Oh, well, that sure. Oh, well, I guess I'm coming with you guys then.
That's right. You're our new little buddy.
Thanks. That's real nice of you.
Real nice? Who says real nice anymore? Real nice. It must be what them kids are saying. Usually I'd say rather nice or, somewhat kind. And you realise that the heads are talking again.
Okay, Boomer. Or perhaps I should say, okay, Croaker.
Boomer. I like that. I am big and boomy. oh, and then the other one's like, ah, I can sing better than that. Ah, and they all just start going, ah.
Oh, don't pay any attention to them. They you know, they just do what they do. Well, okay.
He just slaps his claws together and he's like,
I guess we're all friends. I mean, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think we are friends. You did a really great thing for me.
I think we can be friends. I mean, if everyone's okay with that.
Well, in that case, I will introduce myself to each and every one of you. Hello, my name is Clapperclaw.
and he sticks his claw out for you to shake.
What's your name?
To Archie.
My name's Archie.
Archie.
Well, yeah, kind of. Anyway.
Oh, and you know, Will the Feywild, because you're from Thither too.
That's right, and we're gonna take you straight to him.
I haven't seen him in a long time, like I said.
Me neither.
Oh, okay. And
He sort of like toddles over to Flopsy.
and you?
He holds his hand out.
Hello, he shakes his hand with gusto. My name is Flopsy Lapoose, but you can call me Flopsy.
Flopsy Lapoose? Was that from
Yes.
from the Lapoose on Lavender Lane?
Well, I'm from the Witchlight Carnival mostly. I'm known for my cupcakes. Maybe you've heard of me from that.
Oh, well, maybe I got the name wrong. I don't know.
I do make lavender ones.
He just shrugs his shoulders. A little bit of straw falls out.
Well, that's a really nice name. My name's Clapperclaw the Scarecrow. And I wasn't always a scarecrow, but I guess I gotta deal with this.
Well, can I give you a new name?
Like what?
Well, I mean, Clapperclaw's fine and all that. It suits you well. But I think maybe you should be called Clapperclaw the Kind Crow.
Well, that surely is a nice name, isn't it, for someone? Well, maybe I couldn't even accept that such a gift. I don't have anything to give you right now.
You could give me a smile.
The stag's head stays motionless on his head because it doesn't move for his mouth or anything. Like, you just hear his voice through this. Like, you just hear the voice. It doesn't come out of his mouth.
You could give me a happy dance, maybe?
Oh, all right, I can do my best.
And he like just claps in claws around and sort of like a marionette style dance, like Pinocchio sort of thing. And then his boot sticks on the ground and he swirls around again. And then he NPC waves at the end of it.
That's his signature.
I hope that was all right. Was that a good gift?
Yeah, that was a perfect trade. A name for a happy dance.
All right. Okay.
And he goes up to Holland.
Hello. I'm Clapperclaw.
Oh, hey there. I'm Holland.
Hey. That's nice. That's a nice name. Okay.
You can borrow it if you want. It's not as nice as Clapperclaw, though.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. I don't want to take your name from you. You know that bad things can happen if you give someone your name. If your name gets taken away.
He sort of like tilts his head towards you and he says,
Ma, you sound pretty young. Are you a child like me?
Holland is like a dramatic look around and then like leans forward and is like, yeah, but don't tell anyone. Not even Flopsy, he doesn't know.
Oh, you're gonna have to be mighty careful in Thither.
I'll be fine, don't worry.
No, I mean it. You gotta watch out for Scabatha. You don't even want to know what she can do. Especially to people like us.
Why me?
Well, have you noticed that if anybody tries to hurt you, you just disappear?
Yeah, I have. I have.
Well, I mean, I like to move around from place to place. Whenever I get hit or punched, someone comes up to me and thinks and goes, "Hey, get away from me, horrible scarecrow!" and they slap me, and I go, "Bow!" all the way to the other end of Prismere, and that's okay, because I like to travel. I mean, I kind of have to like it, because, you know, that's what happens to me. But I mean, well, Scabatha can hurt you in different ways.
Well, I'm not afraid of her. She's just a big meanie. Dealt with big before.
Well, I think that might be a little bit of an understatement, but okay. Well, anyway, we're all friends, and we'll all look after each other. So when do you want to go? You want to set off right now?
I mean, I don't think... does anyone have anything they want to do first?
Well, I don't think we have time to waste, but King Gullop did say that the hot air balloon would be ready in time. I'm not sure if it'd be quite ready for us to take off just yet.
Well, the hot air balloon? Oh, they've been trying to fix that all day. We could go and check.
Well, I mean, we could just walk there if you know the way.
Well, I do. Well, do you want to walk, or do you want to take the hot air balloon? Or the swamp gas balloon?
Would it be quicker to take the swamp gas balloon?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
I just don't know how much it'll last, because it seems to me that they haven't really got around to fixing it properly. So we might make a little bit of a crash landing.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh, but it'd be so much fun. We should totally go in the swamp air balloon.
Well, alright, if that's what you want. Hi, I'll come with you.
Well, let's get it going. Come on, guys. Let's cross this bridge. And let's, is it this way?
Yeah.
Oh. Is it where is it? I don't know where it is.
Just bear with me.
Oh, there it is. Literally right there.
Yeah, you get up there and you see that there's a bunch of knights and stuff. Clapperclaw sort of leads you this way, and he says, yeah, just to let you know, you don't want to be crossing over those stones, because you see, there's a Galib door in there, and he doesn't like you standing on his head. So I know a quicker way. You can just jump along these here lily pads. And he's just hopping along and pretend there's more of them, and he hops all the way along. He gets to this bit here, actually, on the clops down onto the what's the word? Pier. And yeah, as you get there, you see there's this sort of massive balloon, and now that there's a few knights that are in charge, these bullywugs are clambering on top of it, patching up the things. And one of the knights is sort of blah 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 blah, telling him what to do, and they're all like, oh my god, jeez, trying to do it as fast as possible, sewing up the little patches and everything. They hop down and they go, "Well, I think that's it." And the other one's like, "Well, it better be, because this is for our esteemed guests." And the bullywugs sort of turn around and look at the pier. There they must be now then. Well, that were quick. Well, we can't say we can't promise that it's perfect, but that is alright, as long as it is ready for our guests. On a scale of 1 to 10, how ready is this balloon? Well, I'd say it's about a 7, not gonna lie.
Well, it's a 6 really, though, isn't it?
I mean, it's a 6. I mean, it's a 7. Who knows? It's a 6 or a 7. Right. And he comes down. Esteemed guests, your balloon awaits you.
Many thanks to you for getting it ready. I assume it is perfectly ready for us, yes?
They say it's a 6 or a 7?
Out of what?
High numbers.
Out of 10. And
Hmm,
I'd say that's rather good.
That's like, what, 80% ready? Sure.
10 being perfect, brand new. I would say, 7 or 6. Good. It will get you where you need to be.
Yeah, I mean, if 10 is perfect brand new and this we know it's repaired, then 7 must be repaired pretty darn well.
Mm-hmm. Do you require assistance into the basket?
I don't know if I've ever gotten into a basket like this before, so yes, I'll gladly take a hand if you're giving it.
Now, you see that boat right there? You ought to get into the boat, all of you, sail over to the basket, and then embark from the boat onto the basket. And
His assistant is telling us what to do.
He's still standing
Well, I
there with
would
like a
have-
spear in his hand.
I
don't
would never
need
have been
your
able to do it
help.
without you.
Alright. You get into the little floating boat and sail along. And clamber into the basket.
Oh, I've never actually been in one of these before. I'm not gonna lie. I hope you know how to fly it.
From there he goes, and then what you do is you pull the little rope and it will release a gassy explosion into the top. It sounds like this whenever you do it. That will
Sounds like a
elevate you
fart.
higher. Yes, indeed, and it smells like one too. You're very welcome.
Are you sure this is gonna be fun, Holland?
Absolutely. Who doesn't love being high up in the air?
Well, I've never been this high. Well, I don't know how high it's gonna go, but I keep my feet firmly on the ground.
Well, I do like being high up, I can't lie.
Prepare yourself for embark. And you see his spear just come down and slash at these ropes. The other bullywugs are like untying them and they're hopping around and untying them. And as they do, like untie one section of it, it lilts to the side, like as it floats higher. Now, when you're ready, pull the rope.
Holland,
Quick
do you
question
wanna
before we do. How do we steer this thing?
The winds will take you.
If the winds start taking us in the wrong direction, is there anything we can do?
You just think harder.
I'm sure that might help us.
I think what he means to say is if maybe we all need to just lean against one side of it or something like that, and just think, and like where we want to go, just think about it.
Oh yeah, I think I think you might be onto something.
Well, I'll make sure I think in the right direction, sir.
Well, very well. Pull the rope.
Well, Holland, if you want to do the honors, why don't you give us a note?
Holland's gonna reach up and grab the rope, but before he does, he's gonna say a quick prayer and just say, Lyra, please can you guide us in the right direction? We've got so much good to do in Thither. And then he'll pull the rope.
And the fart emerges from the sort of canister that holds in the centre of this balloon. A huge green burst of cloud goes up into the balloon, and you see the balloon slowly start to rise up as it is filled with this gas. Clapperclaw looks over the edge and is like waving his claw. Everyone is like,
Goodbye, everyone in the soggy court. Goodbye. Maybe I'll come visit you some other time.
And you rise up and up and up into the clouds, into the fog, and begin to float on through the fog. Now, you're on your way to fucking Thither.
Ho ho ho.
Ho, 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 ho. Thither indeed. Now,
Thither.
Thither? Hardly. Noah.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Wow.
So,
Bit blurry at the moment. I
yeah,
don't know, I'm
a bit
reacting,
blurry for a
so.
minute.
Ah, wow.
Let me just
This.
sort this out. copy all of you guys over here. Alright. So. Oh, I didn't mean for the D2 to come.
New map. I hardly know it.
New map. Okay.
Wow, look at all these details as well.
And wait for the details to load. So you. Let me just see here. You are in the hot air balloon. Just have a bit of RP whilst I
Wow, guys, we're up so high.
I told you Leroy will guide us in the right direction. She always
Wow.
does.
Doing a pretty good job of it.
She led me to you, didn't she?
Oh yeah. And then I led you to Flopsy.
I don't know what I led us to, but I helped in some way.
Archie looks like she's about to say you led us astray, but she doesn't. She didn't say that. She bites her tongue at the last moment. And then she says something nice instead, which is like, well, you led us to the conclusion that we're on the right path.
Ah, well, I don't know how I did that, but you're welcome.
You lead us everywhere, Flopsy.
It is true, you're kind of the party leader.
I don't know if I see it like that, but I do like to lead a party every now and again.
The parties in the feasting orchard were pretty delightful.
I know, I've been to one. I saw the, well, I can't even remember what I saw. Well, it was that long ago.
Oh
If
yeah,
you were... Oh, sorry.
you haven't been to the ones with the Witchlight wine though. That was yummy.
Witchlight wine? No, I think I was too young to drink back then. Like you are right now, Holland, until you reach the age of adulthood.
Okay, you're gonna emerge right here.
I'm basically there anyway. What's the big deal?
You've reached the age for about a sip so far. But yes,
As you.
well, for celebrations, yes. But speaking of celebrations, if you've not had the Witchlight wine, there's always time to go back to the carnival. It's definitely something we could get you a bottle of.
Well, I mean, I guess that's your world, but it's not really mine.
Well, that's the great thing about a carnival. You don't have to spend all of your time in that world. It travels around and around, so you could spend a short little trip, a mini adventure, a sojourn into the carnival, and then go back to your own world afterwards.
Yeah, but how much time will have passed?
Perhaps if we just throw some through the portal, then you're getting it like immediately, and you don't actually have to leave the Feywild.
I guess I never really thought of that. You guys will be leaving at some point.
Yeah, don't know how though.
Well, when we do get back home, you could always come and visit us whenever you want. We're doing a massive favour for Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, so I'm sure we could always make sure there's a ticket there for you.
I don't know. The natural world is more important than all the constructs of civilization. I said that earlier as well. it's like my ideal, you know?
So, the mists part to reveal a primeval forest. A fragrant breeze wafts between the enormous trees, sending motes of pollen dancing up into the air. Patches of sunlight kiss the forest floor, and the sweet melody of birdsong echoes all around. The farting balloon that you are in starts to fart a little bit more loosely. Clapperclaw holds on to the edge of the basket and he goes, she's going down. And he's like, hold on tight, everybody. And it starts to sort of like as it lowers down into this sort of like the forest trees. Like, by the way, when you overlook this place, obviously you're in a balloon, you can sort of get an idea of where everything is. You could sort of even point out like the tree over and in the distance, very miles away there, Little Oak. You could even point that out.
Wow, over there, it's Little Oak.
Yeah, that's up there in the map. I'll just sort of show everyone on the stream as well. There it is.
It looks pretty. It's pretty big, but it's little.
But you only catch a glimpse of it before the balloon starts to make its descent, and it's like coming down fast. So everyone make a dex save.
Can I use Gust to help buffer the fall?
Ooh.
Ah.
As it's coming down, you see that it's about to sort of crash onto a load of treetops, and you see this tiny little bit that you could probably land in. And let's have that gust. Is it a cantrip?
It is, yeah.
Nice. Just flash it up for me.
I'm trying. Roll 20's being a bit cringe.
Everything's being a bit cringe today. There are many things being cringe today.
Especially you.
I've pressed it. I don't know if it's showing up.
Nothing's popped up for me.
No, it's not.
Didn't deem you guys were
Well,
then.
either way, you're using Gust, it's fine.
Yeah, I can read it to you if you want.
To be fair, I mean, it's fine. So as it's coming to this thing, you notice it's probably going to be a rocky landing. How do you want to do the Gust?
Ooh. Well, it's a... Let me just check the... Okay, so it has to be away from me.
Mm-hmm.
So...
That should be up into the balloon then, just to give it a final burst.
Yeah.
Sort of lift it up a little. Yep. So, yeah, as you're all sort of like holding on tight to the edges of the basket, Holland stands in the middle of it and just thrusts his mace up into the air, and then this wind just woof, up, and it's like as it's just about to sort of touch the ground, it wafts up and moves slightly and lands perfectly in a nice green meadow that's surrounded by sort of this forest. The meadow is quite small, and it's very contained, but there are nice little flowers knocking around. It's all very fresh, it smells great. Clapperclaw sort of rolls out. Oh, roll your wild magic. Oh, yeah, it's there. Clapperclaw sort of jumps out and he's like, "Oh, well, that was really cool. Well, thank you. You saved us from, maybe bashing our heads a little there."
Well, we can't have
Certain
our
death.
getting whiplash.
We'll see. We landed in a pretty neat spot. Well, where do you want to go?
I kind of want to just chill in this field for a bit. It's so pretty.
It is real nice, isn't it?
Can we take like a few minutes to just,
Of course. You take as long as you need. If you want, I could. Well, if I had a picnic, I'd set one up, but I don't.
Well, I have lots of cutlery from different sets.
Well, that would come in useful. Do we have any food?
I have some drinks, but I don't really have any food.
Hmm.
If we had some ingredients, I could maybe try and make some.
Well, why don't you take a look around? You never know what you might find.
Well, that's a great idea. It does look very colourful around here. Is it an investigation or a nature I should do if I'm looking around for edible things?
Either one. Choose whichever you want.
I will
Can I
choose the
roll?
one I'm better
Can I-
in.
Can I help? I've got. Well, if you do perception, I've got I've got +8 to perception.
Mhm.
I thought it would be investigation or nature, not perception. But if
I'm
it's
gonna-
perception, I mean, if you're
Well-
helping, we can like individually look, or we can have you roll for it.
Well, yeah, let's both individually look. Can I roll a perception? Or maybe a survival?
Yeah, sure.
I'll roll survival because it makes more sense.
I'll also do
25.
survival just because that's what we're doing.
I want you to roll an investigation. Like
Me?
you said
Oh,
you were
okay.
going to, Flopsy. Survival Archie's fine. Investigation or nature from Flopsy.
4.
I want to take your first roll and add the modifier to it though, because that's what you should have rolled.
So
So
it'd be
we'll do
18.
Archie first. Right. So Archie, you are well acquainted with Thither, and you know very well that there are so many trees, and these trees have bountiful things upon them. It doesn't take you long at all to discover a tree which not only bears loads of different kinds of fruits, but strange fruits, strange sweet fruits that taste like candy. There are like little holes in the tree trunks where you could dip your hand in and scoop out what like this sort of candy floss mixture. That's sort of like spun sugar. A mixture of spun sugar. It's like webs when you put your hands in there. It's quite sticky, but it's all tasty treats. And not only that, it's not just sugar. You know that this is like sustenance food. Like you don't see this as like, oh, sweets. You see this as like, wow, this is like finding a hunk of meat. You know what I mean?
Nature's bounty.
It's nature's bounty. Yeah. You can essentially gather up as much food as you want. Not only from this tree, but as you like sort of venture further around the edge of this meadow, Holland laying in the centre of it with Clapperclaw, you can essentially just go around collecting things and bring them back to the centre. Flopsy, you start to sort of peruse the edge of the meadow too, and sort of as you're walking along towards the trees. You're sort of looking around and sort of peeking under little like knots of roots on the ground, sort of see if there's any like mushrooms knocking around or if there are any plates of cupcakes lying around. And you spot a little sign that says Mint Mews this direction. It's like a little picket sign that's like sort of knocked into the ground. It's made of wood. Mint Mews is written in sort of fancy cursive, like gold embedded writing.
Oh, how charming.
It points into the forest itself, and along it there is a well-worn path.
I say, there are 2 people who have been to Thither before, isn't there? Archie and Clapperclaw?
3 people.
Uh-huh. Wow, what do you want to know?
Well, has
Clapperclaw,
anybody
sorry,
heard of...
I was going to say Clapperclaw's just like reaching over for the things that Archie's found, but just very like casually.
Yeah, and I'm sharing them around.
Nice.
This is food for everyone.
Has anybody heard of the Mint Mews? They have a rather dashing sign over here, if it's someplace we would want to look at.
Oh yeah, I've heard of the Mint Mews, haven't you? You'd think that you would.
Yeah, of course. Who hasn't heard about the Mint Mews?
I don't think I've heard of the Mint Mews.
Oh, that's right. These are like new people. They've never been here before.
Well, I would. I'm sorry for presuming. It's just the way you look. You know, it seems that you might know. You know, when I said before that on Lavender Lane, there's a family that's got a name like yours. Well, Mint Mews. You go down there. It leads to Parsley Avenue, and then you turn right at Dill Close, and you get all the way down to Lavender Lane.
Flopsy like licks his lips. Well, it sounds like a delightful place. Is there food there, like it suggests?
Well, there's food right here.
Plenty of food there, and people like you and you.
Points at Holland.
And that's where all you guys live.
Oh, well, we've run into some people like us recently, and, well, they're quite nice now, but they weren't quite nice when we first met them, so...
No, they all come from there as well, but they left.
They left to be brigands.
Mm-hmm. You see, some of you folk like to sort of live on their own in little burrows and things, but a lot of them just live together in like cottages and stuff.
Well, that sounds quite quaint and quite nice. So is Mint Mews an establishment where we can maybe get some things, or is it just a road that leads to past the avenue and Dill Close?
Well, as a Fey explorer, there is one thing I've always learned: you never know until you find out. Don't tell us about it. Let's go find out ourselves.
Oh, that sounds quite magical, actually. Yes. Well, it sounds like a great place, so I hope it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
The sign said it was just this way. Flopsy kind of leads the way.
You have to wait.
She's really leading because she's got high perception.
What are you saying, Lauren?
You'll have to wait a couple minutes while Holland finishes sunbathing.
Yeah, Clapperclaws are sort of like relaxing, kicking back with Holland too. He just says,
Yeah, well, Mews is the name of the town. We can wait here for you if you want. I doubt you're gonna get in much trouble, but I mean, maybe we will.
Yeah, we'll catch you later if you want.
Oh, no. I'd much rather... Just imagine if it is a fantastic place. I wouldn't want you guys missing out on it. No, I'll wait here with you, and we'll go when we're all good and ready.
And it's always nice to eat something first before we go anywhere.
That's true, and I've got all of this. I got cotton candy, I've got candy corn, I've got... I mean, I don't know where I got the candy corn from, but I've got everything you could need.
Oh, hey, bring it over here. If it's in like a basket or something.
Yeah.
Bring the basket over.
Sure.
We'll finally lift it up from his like lax position, and sort of reach over and just plant his hand straight on the food, and you kind of like, ugh, for a second, and then as he casts purify food and drink. There you go, just to be safe.
I wanna feed some to the little campestre.
Me. Hum.
Oh. I'm gonna give him a pat on the little head.
Flopsy will sit and chill with everyone and eat some of the food as well.
Did you say this was where all the Harengon came from?
Well, as far as I know, most of them live in the town Mews, but some of them live other places too. Not all of them. It's like, how how like some people like to live in a city or a town, or maybe they want to live out in the countryside on their own. I don't know.
Well, me and my family weren't big city slickers.
Well,
But, if everyone else is sort of from here, and he like casts an eye at Flopsy.
Flopsy is just indulging in the food. He has not put any thought into any possibilities.
Well, I'm not from Mint Mews, that's for sure.
You're not a Harengon.
How do you know?
Because you don't got ears.
Hither and thither, here and gone. I'm more hither and thither.
Here and yon. Got all three of them in.
Hither and thither, here and yon.
Maybe that's what the fourth sister rules. Here.
Oh, that could be... maybe. What do you think about that, Flopsy? Do you think maybe Igwil rules here? I mean, not here, not hither, but here, a different place.
Well, I think it's an interesting idea. Until you said about here being a different place, I was going to say that here changes depending on where you are, doesn't it? So, if all the other three ruled over hither, thither, and yon, and Igvilv ruled over here, then technically there would be no end to where Igvilv had domain over.
So she's kind of like God.
Wasn't Iggy the favourite, from what Bavlorna was saying? Maybe it's because she was the most powerful.
Or maybe the prettiest.
Well, it does lend some... I lost track of that sentence as it was coming out, but I have the idea. We were saying it was strange that they aren't coming in a set of 3, but this kind of implies that they are, in a way. If Iggy has all of it, and each of the 3 have their individual place, then it is still kind of a 3, just with a blanket over the top of it for Igvilv.
So you think Iggy's like their mom?
Well,
Wasn't
I think
she?
Iggy was Mummy's favourite, wasn't she?
Unless, like, grand.
Well, you can have 2 moms.
Yeah, it's downstairs in that chair.
1 second.
I mean, it never occurred to me to suggest that my dad was my mom's favourite.
I think when it comes to things like that, you can always have more than one favourite. Which I suppose makes me wonder what's so special about Iggy if she was Mother's favourite. Usually a mother wouldn't do something like that, would she?
Well, I don't know. I think my brothers were all my mum's favourite.
What makes you think that?
Because they got to ride the horses. Oh, but it's unladylike for a girl to ride a horse.
That's absolute poppycock. I hope you did get to ride your horse, didn't you? You have
No.
Glitterhoof with you.
Well, Archie just sort of frowns.
Well, do you want to go and visit Mews?
Well, if we're all rested up and ready to go, I'm sure we could find something to put a smile on our face down there.
Well, I've certainly finished my picnic.
Does everyone like mint?
I love mint. It's such a overpowering but delicate flavour if used right. So, I hope the town isn't overpowering. Let's just say that.
I'll tell you said that.
Flopsy will just trundle on down. Roll 20 as being a douche. Flopsy will trundle on down to wherever Mint Mews is advertised.
Alright. You all going together, yeah?
Yeah. I will be leading, because I have the highest passive perception.
Okay.
You barge in front of Flopsy.
Well, I probably already know the way, so I'm showing you.
Mhm.
You press on through the trees. You see signs. Again, Mint Mews, this way. Come on in, Mint Mews. Pleasure to have you. Mint Mews, only 2 more steps away. And the trees are a canopy, like a frame, as you get closer and closer. And the sort of nectar-like, what's the words? The sort of pollen dancing in the air sort of disperses a little to reveal a quaint little cottage town. And jumping around all in there are a bunch of Harengon, some wearing like pinnies, holding baskets, some hanging out washing on their clotheslines. Some little kids sort of like hopping around, jumping over the sort of dry stone walls. with tiny little flowers growing through them. You see big buckets of water just sort of like around that a kid's just like got really, really thirsty and just dunks his head in there and sucks it all up. You see a couple of like the parent ones scolding the young ones as you go, and there are a few houses, there are a few streets to go down as well, such as Sage Street, Rosemary Road, Parsley Avenue, Dill Close, and Lavender Lane. As you sort of pass by, you see there's a central area, like a little town square, where there are a couple of market stalls, upon which you see plenty of vegetables being sold, mainly carrots, mainly bits of broccoli and big, huge cabbage leaves. One of the stalls sells sweet things, such as cupcakes, and little sort of like toffee apples and things that are sweet. There's a little small pile of lemon cakes on the corner of that stand as well. And it's sort of like the streets actually spread out from this centre, sort of like with the twisting sort of pathways, as though it's like the burrows of warrens, but on the land. Each little cottage they're all very close together, with sort of somewhat, German expressionism style, like leaning on each other. Very, the roofs are very slanted, and the little chimneys stick out in random directions as you go along.
Isn't this place just marvellous, everybody? Look at it.
The Harengon all look up at you and sort of smile at your approach. One of them looks quite young and like very Jack the Lad, sort of. He's wearing like a dark navy overcoat, and he comes up to you and he's like, "Hey, up there! Would you like to buy something from our market? Well, in fact, we could give to you a taster if you want."
Hello there. I'm always down for tasters. It's a surefire way to get business.
All right. Well, we have for you today. We have a lovely lettuce leaf, a lovely carrot, a lovely parsnip. You can try any of these that you want.
Well, would you like anything in return?
Perhaps maybe a good compliment. That'd be nice.
Oh, well, I must say I absolutely love your little jacket.
Thank you.
What do you think? He swirls around and it's got tailcoats to it and two little gold buttons near the tailcoat.
Well, I know somebody who would absolutely love those little gold buttons. You should probably keep a hold of those. A lot of people would really love them.
Well, thanks very much. Is there
Is he
anything
still
I
spinning?
can interest you in?
I don't know about anybody else, but I'm always partial to a carrot. You can never beat the classics.
Good choice, sir. Good choice.
He picks you out the most beautiful carrot you've ever seen and like lays it into your hands.
This one's on me.
It isn't. It's in my hand. Look.
And he puts it on top of his head.
Now it's on you.
Ha! It is, isn't it? Well, it's on me double time now.
Well, I shall take it off. Take it off your hands.
Well, you'd be taking it off my head, actually.
True, yes.
Oh, I'm Jack Lop.
Well, hello, Jack Lop. I'm Flopsy.
Ah.
Flopsy LePouse.
He's suddenly taken aback when you say that.
Sorry, say that again.
Oh, my name is Flopsy.
And he puts the carrot in his mouth. With his top and bottom teeth, he's going to put them onto the carrot and then slide the carrot out of his mouth, so he kind of grates a long line of it off in his mouth. And he just starts chewing the grated bits that he scraped off with his teeth, smiling at the kid.
Over to your sort of right, you hear,
Daddy, I want a hat like that.
and you hear another voice saying, "Oh, now, Bopsy, you know that's not really what you want to say, is it? Instead of saying, I want a hat like... sorry, I'd like a hat like that, you could say, Daddy, could you buy me a hat like that one day?
Okay, Daddy, could you buy me a hat like that one day?
Oh, yes, that's much better. Much better indeed, Bopsy. You're really coming along." And you turn and there's a sort of large, white, old rabbit, Harengon, standing there, sort of talking to sort of like 3 foot tall child rabbit. The child rabbit looks to be about like 8 or 9 years old. But you understand that child Harengon are quite young, as knowing Holland is obviously acts a lot younger than he actually is. They're quite young in their personalities. So the older Harengon, the dad of this one, is sort of patting him on the head, saying, good job. You'll get there soon. You'll be better at communicating, and one day maybe you could even run one of these market stalls.
Do you think?
I just know it. As long as you're able to say things properly, then I think you'll be great.
Flopsy's going to go up to the kid. Hello there, I couldn't help but overhear that you quite like this hat.
I think it looks really nice, and I'd love to wear a hat like that one day.
Oh, well, thank you.
Sorry, I would really like my dad here, to buy me a hat like that.
Well, you're very good at communicating what you want, but your dad buying things for you, it's not the only way to get things. I think you said it rather well the first time. You see, I got this hat by going to sleep on the eve of Winter Eladrin's night, and when I woke up in the morning, poop, there it was waiting for me.
Wow. That's
So you see,
magical.
it's not... Yes, this is a very magical hat.
Daddy, why didn't I get anything for Winter Eladrin's Day?
The adult rabbit is like, listen. He sort of looks at you and he says, pardon me, sir. I just want to have a little word with my child. He sort of gestures the little kid away, and you overhear him saying, now, ever since your brother went missing, we have been putting all of our efforts into finding him. Now, I do apologise that perhaps I may not be able to get you anything for Winter Eladrin's Day, or maybe the Winter Eladrin just, I don't know, maybe just didn't visit us this time.
He does take his time getting around everywhere, so I've heard. Flopsy kind of nods to the dad. And then walks away knowing that they're trying to get away from him.
He goes, he just says, well, it was only Winter Eladrin's Day yesterday, and this gentleman is probably right. Maybe the Winter Eladrin just hasn't made it round yet. And he goes up to you, and he says, oh, I'm terribly sorry, but I'm in a bit of a pickle. Do you see the kid just sort of like flops away, sort of like down the little road you see towards Lavender Lane? And he's like, as he's speaking to you, he's like watching the rabbit as it bounces off. And as soon as it like comes in contact with like a group of other child Harengon, he sighs, and then he looks like sort of as someone pops out through the window, and sort of like leans over. It's this female Harengon, sort of leans down and looks at them all, and he breathes a sigh of relief, and he says, "Yes, you probably overheard that. I've been quite worried. It's been a few months now. One of my children went missing.
Oh dear. Well, I did hear that a bit, and well, we agreed that we'd do everything as a team decision, but we're
yes,
quite
no,
good at finding things.
Do introduce me to your friends. Perhaps you might be able to help me out.
Yes,
hello.
yes.
Sorry,
hello.
I've been mightily rude. By gum,
No,
by
no,
heck,
no, no,
I am
no.
so sorry.
No, it's perfectly fine. I was quite rude. I interrupted you. Well, over here, this is my friend Holland. I've known Holland for years now. Holland's very friendly.
Young Holland. He goes and shakes his hand, and
Hello.
he has a slight look of somewhat recognition on his eyes, but he sort of shakes his head as if it couldn't be true. Hello.
And this over here is Archie. I've known Archie for days now, and she's very spectacular.
Archie. Oh, hello there.
2 days, actually. Hello.
Oh, so you were together on Winter Aladdin's Day. I suppose you probably got something like your hat and other things and other good gifts.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. Well, we all know that Winter Aladdin comes and gives the gifts that others dream of, and my dreams have been, well, nightmares recently. Like I said, Clapperclaw just waves like, and I'm here as well. I'm sorry, I was just eating these cupcakes.
I was going to introduce. I didn't want to interrupt the gentleman, but
Oh,
this
no,
is my
it's
new
okay.
friend, Clapperclaw.
Hello.
Clapperclaw, the kind crow, was it?
Well, that's the one. I was just buying some of these lemon cakes over here on this stand. And the adult goes, the male, Harengon, goes, oh yes, do you like those lemon cakes? Mopsy made those earlier this morning.
Mopsy?
Oh yes.
I love lemon cakes. They're my favourite.
Yes, my wife, Mopsy.
Huh.
She just won't stop making them every single morning. Ever
I
since.
thought you said Flopsy because it sounds so similar. I was like, well, how did you make them that quick? You know?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, Flopsy. Pleasure to meet you. I'm going to shake his hand.
Flopsy?
Yes, sorry. Sometimes I stutter. Flopsy.
Well,
Anyway, on to your missing child. Is there any description you could give? Maybe we could help find him.
he swallows deeply. He's looking directly into your eyes. He's around about 8 years old, and he's this high. He puts his paw to a certain height that he's not even looking at his own hand. He's just staring at you. He's about this high, and Oh, wait, what did you say your name was again?
Aw.
That's not important. Tell me more about your son. Was it?
Yes.
So he's about this high, and Flopsy is going to squat down to be the same size that he holds his hand up to.
I'm so sorry to be rude, but may I just your hat? May you take your hat off a little just so I may see your ears?
Well, it's a bit of a strange request, but sure. You can hold it if you like. Your son seemed to quite like the look of the hat. He's going to hand the hat to the guy.
As soon as you lift that hat off your head and your two flat ears, one points up and flops down, he is holding the hat close to his chest. He's gripping hold of it, and he says, by gum my heck, is it you, Flopsy?
I told you my name about 5 seconds ago. It's me. Hello.
And what is your surname? And please, I'm holding on so much hope right now. He's squeezing the hat like it's bending a little.
I don't understand.
Well,
I don't want to get my hopes up, and I certainly don't want to be, I don't want to be rude. But your name is Flopsy, you have the same colours and the same... He, moves his hands around the back of your head and, sort of sees little slight, grey markings on you. And he's like, I mean, the markings have grown out a little, but they're in the same place. And Flopsy, is that you? If I can guess your surname, then I can tell your mother that you're back. Oh, how wonderful!
My mother.
Yes, I mean. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm confused. You say you're looking for an 8-year-old.
Yes,
I don't understand what's.
He went missing a couple of months ago. I mean, it's time. You've been here before. Surely you know about. I don't know how long you have been here. And your friend. Are you from here? Anyone? You understand how time works? It's all very arbitrary.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is possible. I mean, well, remember when you first met me, Flopsy? I guess I was 6 or something the last time I would have seen you. No, I was about 12 actually. I was about 12 the last time that I would have seen you, and then apparently it's just been one day later, and then I'm this age that I am now. But it's actually been loads of years.
Yes, I remember there's some confusion over time.
So if that was 8 months ago, I mean, how old are you?
Well,
You're not 9, are you?
No, I'm 32 and a half.
32 and a half.
By come by heck, 32 and a half. Oh, whatever shall I tell Mopsy? I just want to be certain.
Sorry, who is this Mopsy?
Mopsy is my wife, my love, my sweetheart. And Bopsy, the child you saw earlier. There's
What's your name?
There's Bopsy and Hopsy and Topsy. Sorry, no, that's me. I'm Topsy. And Wopsy and Mopsy, who is the children's mother, and me. I'm Topsy. I'm Topsy Lupus.
You're who? Sorry?
I'm Topsy Lupus. He puts his hand on his chest. He's still squeezing the hat with his other hand. And my wife is Mopsy Lupus, and my children are Bopsy Lupus, Hopsy Lupus, Wopsy Lupus, and Flopsy Lupus.
Wow. That's you.
Now please tell me that's your name. Is it?
Flopsy's going to start bounding around the marketplace area that we're around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long any of these streets are or any of the
It's all a very close
spaces around.
Yeah.
The places that the kids were jumping over and all that kind of stuff. Flopsy's just going to start bounding through the different runways that are made around the marketplace and the cottages and all the side streets and things that you can jump off of underneath roots that are growing out and jumping over certain things as if he knows the path.
You see that when...
But his face is just unrecognizing. It's muscle memory that gets him through.
You see, when you're passing through some open doorways and stuff like that, you see that the doorway, you see a washerwoman or whatever, just sort of hanging out clothes. When the doorway opens, she's carrying a laundry basket. You see that inside the actual cottages, there is just a giant hole. The cottage opens into a mud floor, a soil ground with grass poking out of it sparsely, but then a
rather large circle in the centre of each house. If you were to look through windows, you wouldn't see tables and chairs and things, you'd just see a hole. They do have windows, like it's almost like the house frames this circle, so you can adorn things like in the corners of the room, etc. But many of them don't bother with that.
Flopsy's still going to bound around, full of energy, breathing heavy. As he comes up to one of the... Are the cottages kind of nearby the marketplace? Like, would you be able to see... Okay. He's going to climb onto the top of one of the cottages and look out to the marketplace as he stands on it and whisper to himself, "Look at me, Dad, I'm so high. Look. And then his foot's going to slip and he's going to catch himself. And look down at the floor.
As you sort of slip and catch yourself, you see that Topsy sort of puts his hands up towards you as you're going to fall. He's like, "Oh, do be careful now."
He's going to touch his floppy ear and then climb back down.
He's like full of wonder as he looks at you. He says, "Well, you did like to, well, you were the best hider out of all the rest of the children. Maybe it's because you could jump so high."
Flopsy's going to start sniffling a lot and just go up to Topsy and sniff right into his face.
He smells distinctly of lemon as the sort of lingering scent of lemon cupcakes is like permeating his household for the foreseeable.
Dad?
Flopsy? And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Thank you.
Hey!
Wait, he was his dad?
Alright, well, thanks for sticking around, everyone. We will be picking up next week. And
Yeah, the videos are going to be posted on YouTube, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Sorry for the technical issue before. I'm thankful that we didn't lose too much at all, but thanks to Lauren, we did get a little bit of summary there, so thank you, Lauren. Flopsy's family. Let's go. Alright.
Thanks for watching, Katie.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Alright, see you later.